Hello, I'm Carol White, President of the Michigan Association of Broadcasters, and I want to thank you for joining us today to take a look at the Hall of Fame winners for 2020. This is an incredible experience for me, and I hope that you will enjoy the video that you're going to see shortly. You know, today is Rick Sykes Day. Yes, it is, and Rick is one of our Hall of Fame winners, and we are so thrilled to be able to induct him today. Rick has been very active in the Michigan Association of Broadcasters for many years. He sat on the board of directors of the MAB Foundation and has served as chairman of that organization. We really value all of the years that Rick has spent assisting the MAB Foundation and educating young people, helping us to do the same. So I'm going to turn you over to a video, take a good look at a little bit of Rick's life.
William R. Sykes, who we know as Rick Sykes, was born in Saginaw, Michigan, the eldest of 4 siblings. After finishing high school, he started college, but his college experience was interrupted when he was drafted for military service. It was during his tour of duty in the States and later Vietnam where his interest in broadcast news was ignited. After he finished his military service, he used his GI benefits to finance the completion of both undergraduate and graduate degrees at Central Michigan University. He started his professional career at WNEM-TV in Saginaw in 1973, and over the next 9 years, he held a succession of positions including studio cameraman, field reporter, news anchor, executive news producer, and news manager. His news management experience continued at WDIV-TV in Detroit, where he was hired as a weekend assignment editor, special projects producer in 1982. During the next 8 years, Rick moved from weekend to dayside and later senior assignment editor, where he helped coordinate the day-to-day news coverage of the station. One of the key highlights of Rick's tenure at WDIV came in 1987 when he served as the coordinating field producer for the station's coverage of the nuclear arms treaty signing by President Ronald Reagan and Soviet General Secretary Mikhail Gorbachev in Washington, D.C. In 1990, Rick left WDIV to become a senior executive for a regional public relations agency in Detroit. During his 6-year tenure at the agency, Rick was promoted from vice president to senior vice president with oversight responsibility for 2 account teams. In 1996, Rick joined the faculty of the Broadcast and Cinematic Arts Department, which would later be named the School of Broadcast and Cinematic Arts at Central Michigan University. During the next 24 years, Rick would teach news and sports-related courses as well as oversee a student-run news division. He would be awarded tenure and be promoted from associate professor to professor and later become the school's first assistant director. He would also lead the student news division to multiple regional and national awards, including a 17-year streak of Station of the Year honors from the Michigan Association of Broadcasters Foundation. He would guide the students through a wealth of experiences, including coordinating live statewide coverage of gubernatorial and presidential elections. In 2010, Rick was awarded the university's highest teaching honor, the Excellence in Teaching Award. Rick has had the privilege of helping scores of future broadcasters get their start in the business. He's been an active member of the Michigan Association of Broadcasters Foundation. He has served on several foundation committees, including as chair of the Scholarship Committee and chairman of the foundation board in 2013. He is married to the former Marguerite Irene Kane, and together they have 1 son, James Sykes, and a daughter-in-law, Bria Sykes. Rick and Marguerite have been married for 41 years.
For all of these reasons, for his expertise, for his values, for his commitment to our program, Rick has had a ripple effect that has been absolutely phenomenal. And that's a ripple effect that certainly qualifies him to be an inductee into the Michigan Broadcasting Hall of Fame.
I'd like to begin my remarks by first of all thanking the MAB Foundation, and the members who voted to induct me into the Michigan Broadcasting Hall of Fame. It's an amazing honor that I'm still trying to process. I'd also like to give a shout out to my wife, my son and daughter-in-law, my brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews who have supported me throughout my life. And I'd like to give a special thank you to Dr. Peter Orlick, who's been a friend, a mentor, and a supporter for most of my broadcast career. In fact, he was the one who submitted my name for this amazing honor. As I look back over my 40-plus years in the communications field, I realize that each stage of my life has been a stepping stone to a new adventure. I started my career at WNEM in Saginaw in the production department as a studio camera operator. I was involved in shooting commercials for the station as well as newscasts. But I always made a point of telling the news director that the reason why I was at WNEM is that I wanted to be a reporter. And about 2.5 years into my tenure at WNEM, I got the opportunity. In fact, I was told that I would have 90 days to prove that I could do the job. And at the end of those 90 days, if I didn't prove that, I would be let go. Luckily for me, I was assigned to a reporter by the name of Larry Morris. He was a former Detroit news reporter who started at NEM after a strike at his newspaper. He had a passion for news. He didn't like doing TV, but he loved doing news. And I, as a result of working with him, developed that passion. I learned how to shoot and edit film, later videotape. I learned how to do live shots, and I even learned how to anchor a newscast. I wasn't a very good anchor, but I did learn what it took to be a good anchor. At some point, I decided that I no longer wanted to be the reporter who went out and told the audience, hey, it's snowing outside. I, in fact, wanted to be the person who sent the reporter out to say, hey, it's snowing outside. And that led to me being selected as the news manager for WNEM. It's first time for that position. And my job was basically to run the day-to-day operations of the newsroom. And that led to a job at WDIV in Detroit as an assignment editor. The news director at that time was a guy by the name of Bob Warfield. And his vision was to create a powerhouse newsroom with some of the top people across the country involved. And as he executed that vision, the result was we had a fast-paced and highly competitive environment. It was a challenge. But over time, I learned how to make quick decisions and also how to manage staff expectations. But after 8 years of working 14 and 16-hour days and 6 and sometimes 7-day weeks, I decided it was time for a change. And I became a senior executive for a public relations agency in Metro Detroit. It was there I had the opportunity to see the other side of news. I saw how a well-crafted news report could impact a negative, bad situation. But I also saw how a poorly crafted news report could impact in a devastating way the subject of that story. One of our clients saw his business drastically reduced because of an error-filled news report. I never forgot that lesson. But after 6 years, it was time for another move. And Dr. Orlick came to my rescue with an offer of a tenured position in the Broadcast and Cinematic Arts Department at Central Michigan University. I wasn't quite sure I wanted to take the job. There were some other opportunities in the works. But on the way home from the interview, my wife said, you're going to take that job. Now, she didn't say it excitingly because there was a corporate opportunity that had a significant pay salary and some interesting perks that she was rooting for. But in fact, she was right. I did take the job. And it was a perfect fit because I had the opportunity to teach theory to students in the classroom and then show them the practical execution of that theory in a student-run newsroom. And I loved it. And over the next 24 years, that's what I did. And along the way, I helped a lot of young men and women enter the field. Now that part of my life has ended. I'm retiring and looking forward to the next chapter in my life. Being inducted into the Michigan Broadcasting Hall of Fame is an amazing start to that new part of my life. And I thank you.
Hello, I'm Julie Brinks, and I'm the past chair of the MAB Foundation Board of Directors. I would like to take a moment to congratulate our 2020 Lifetime Achievement Award recipient and Michigan Broadcasting Hall of Fame inductees. Your years of service, achievements, and contributions to our industry in Michigan are an inspiration to not only those of us working as a Michigan broadcaster, but also to the students we work with at the MAB Foundation. While we can't gather this year to celebrate our honorees in person, I hope you've enjoyed viewing highlights of our recipients, and we encourage you to share these videos with colleagues and anyone interested in broadcast and media. I want to send a sincere thank you to all MAB member stations that volunteered their time this year to help in the production of the 2020 MAB Awards program. We really couldn't have done this without your help. The Hall of Fame and Lifetime Achievement Celebration is a major fundraiser for the MAB Foundation, which hosts educational opportunities for professionals and students in broadcasting programs in our high schools and at the college level. The MAB Foundation offers workshops, scholarships, and our Michigan Student Broadcast Awards program, which all help young people to catch the broadcasting bug and ensure that our future of our industry is in good hands. The MAB Foundation offers workshops, scholarships, and our Michigan Student Broadcast Awards program, which all help young people to catch the broadcasting bug and ensure that the future of our industry is in good hands. These programs would not exist without the generosity of our donors. Please consider donating to the MAB Foundation today to help support our mission of providing educational opportunities for the next generation of broadcasters. For more information, you can click on the link below this video or call the MAB offices in Lansing. Again, congratulations to our 2020 Lifetime Achievement Award recipient and Michigan Broadcasting Hall of Fame inductees.